Yeah, I have nondescript intoxicants. I know. It's just funny saying that. Yeah, there's not much else to say about it. It's good. It works. It's like it's in the category of like a vodka cran to me. It's just like yeah, it's good. It works.
I hate vodka.
That's fair.
I had my first sip of vodka like a month ago, and I fully almost threw up.
Yeah.
um, I prefer wine because I'm like that.
Yeah, I'm also a wine enjoyer, to be honest. I mean, I'm like biologically I'm supposed to like beer because I'm butch. Um, but there's only like certain beers that I like.
I've never
And I
had
don't really
beer.
like having it that often because it's so like makes you bloat.
Mm. I've never had beer.
Except that one. Hmm?
I've never had beer. Though, considering my genetics, I'm probably partial to a nice pint of Guinness.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that one's pretty good, at least in my opinion.
Alright. So, when last we left off, they just discovered George's death, and and they put it together that the epitaph, the murders are following the epitaph. And who's left? Alright, all that's left is Jessica, Battler, Ava, and Nanjo. Alright. Crestfallen and exhausted, I flopped onto the sofa and plunked my feet on top of the table. Maybe all these murders numbed my heart. Instead of just being frightened, I felt completely confused. Ed and Kirie-san are dead, and people have been killed off one by one, starting with the servants. And there's been a hell of a lot of them by now. I don't know when the first murders happened, but they might have been killed at a rate about one person per hour by now. I believe that the boat will come for us around 9 tomorrow. There's still a full 12 hours until then. How many more sacrifices to the witch will there have to be for us to survive? With the four of us, if one goes each hour, it won't last any longer than 4 hours. Yes, Battler, good job. You don't even know if we'll last until midnight tonight. Yesterday, after lunch, we came into this parlor. Just as they started talking about servants serving some tea Aunt Rosa had bought, we kids decided to take a walk. Maria was jumping around, wasn't she? Didn't Shannon-chan bring us some cookies? She said Kumasawa-san had baked them or something. It would have been hilarious if she baked some mackerel into them, wouldn't it? Yeah, fucking
That would I
throwback.
huh?
Just a fucking throwback.
Yeah. To Umineko inside joke. Umineko recurring joke.
That's right. I'll never hear Kumasawa Ba-chan's mackerel jokes again, will I? Oh, right. If only I remember stuff about Kumasawa Ba-chan. That wouldn't be fair to everyone else. Why did Dad and Kirie-san even go outside? It's not like going without food for a day would kill us. Why did Gluttony get a hold of them and make them go out for food? How about that fearless dad of mine to start complaining about being hungry? Kirie-san, you was supposed to be the breaks before my reckless dad. Why didn't you stop him? And what about your daughter, Angie? She's still just 6 years old. Don't tell me you plan to leave her in my care. I would not be responsible enough. After all, it's doubtful now whether even I'll be able to leave this island alive. Stop! Why are you fighting at a time like this? Suka-san, stop! Been kind of noisy for a while. The time I looked up to see what it was, Suka and Ava had certainly started fighting each other. Oh god. No, maybe I should say that
Oh,
just...
this part.
Oh no, what do you
Sorry.
mean?
Go ahead.
Maybe I should say that Jessica was grabbing at Aunt Ava. Aunt Ava killed Dad and the rest. There's no other explanation.
Oh, foolish. Why should I know anything about what happened to your parents?
Who was on the first floor of the guest house? Aunt Ava. Dad and Mom were on the first floor of the lobby along with her. And who was left alive? Only Aunt Ava. Why? It's obviously because you're the culprit. You killed Mom and Dad, carried them outside, and then shamelessly locked the door, trying to make it seem like it was the witches doing.
And why do you think George disappeared? He never came down to the first floor. So, did he disappear from the second floor? And who was on the second floor? You people were, right? You knew, didn't you? You knew that George slipped out of the guest house. And you brazenly acted as if you didn't know anything. If you'd stopped George, he'd be...
Said stop. Suka-san was in the cousin's room the whole time. And Ava-san was in the first floor hobby the whole time. Neither of you is responsible for anything. Nanjo, they're gonna turn on you. What we have here is simply the sadness of losing family members. Culprits is no one, nowhere. It's all just the witch's fault. So stop hating each other, you two. The witch's fault, huh? I wonder if that's a good way to cool down the situation right now. Yeah. I don't understand why 3 people evaporated from the guest house when all the doors and windows were locked from the inside. This is what they were after. Making us think the culprit was inside and sparking this ugly mutual hatred. Has to be the culprit's witch's goal. But if that's the case, how did the culprit lock it from the outside? When Dad's group was attacked, the master key was definitely stolen. The doors and windows to the guest house were so that you couldn't lock them from the outside, no matter how hard you tried. That master key should have nothing to do with the guest house closed room. Jessica and Aunt Ava were turning the sadness at losing their blood relatives into anger at the person in front of them. Nanjo was trying to step between them. And I sat in the sofa, staring up at the ceiling, thinking about things that didn't even matter anymore with a worn-out expression. I just couldn't believe that this was the same parlor that had been so warm and pleasant midday yesterday. Just a short time before the typhoon hit. The sudden sound of a gunshot shook me out of my half-asleep trance. Smoke was riding out of the barrel of the gun Aunt Ava held. She had fallen to the floor and was covering both her eyes. Aunt Ava and Dr. Nanjo were looking down at her in shock. Are you okay, Jessica-san? Jessica-san! There's... Oh my god!
It wasn't my fault. This happened because you came at me even after I told you to stop.
Hey, wait a sec, what's going on? Did Jessica grab at Aunt Ava, which turned into a scuffle? Did they start fighting over Aunt Ava's gun? So when an impact caused the trigger to be pulled? I didn't know if the bullet had grazed her or if she'd been burned by the discharge. Either way, Jessica was covering both of her eyes, screaming it hurts and rolling around on the floor. Don't worry, calm down. It's not a serious road, so get a hold of yourself. My eyes hurt. It hurt. Can't see. Oh my god, she got naked snaked? Holy shit! Oh my god! She got naked snakes! She's gonna become the big boss!
No way.
Dr. Nanjo let Jessica borrow his shoulder, saying that he would tend to her in the servant room. The servant room in this mansion had a bed and a first aid kit, and was able to function as an infirmary. Damn it! You killed Mom and Dad! I'll kill you! I'll kill you!
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Jessica-san, you will aggravate the wound, so don't move about. And let us go to the servant room. Jessica continued to curse Aunt Ava as her parents' murderer. Seeing that Aunt Ava couldn't conceal her trembling at the fact that she pulled the trigger, and it had been an accident.
It wasn't my fault. It happened because that kid jumped at me. I didn't kill anyone. More importantly, who killed George? That's right. Who killed George? George. George. It isn't my fault. It isn't my fault.
Wait a second, Aunt Ava! Don't go off on your own! I didn't know if it was because Aunt Ava couldn't bear her mistake, or if she'd given up control of her body to anger at the person who had killed her only son. For both of those all mixed together. At any rate, she ran to the corridor, yelling fearful and screaming. I was also worried about Jessica's condition, but then I couldn't leave Aunt Ava alone. Who should go off on her own in this mansion of all places? She's suicidal? Nancho took Jessica towards the servant room. Chased after Aunt Ava, dashing into the depths of the mansion. After sitting Jessica on the servant room bed, Nancho told her several times not to touch her eyes and examine the affected area. Barrel had probably been near her eyes. There's a possibility that the flames from the discharge had injured her corneas. There's no threat to her life, but it'll probably be necessary to take her to a doctor as soon as possible. Nancho applied emergency first aid, covering the affected area with gauze and wrapping it with a bandage. As a result, Jessica completely lost her field of vision. Okay. The wound might hurt or itch, but you mustn't scratch at it or rub it. When tomorrow comes, let us go to an ophthalmologist. As soon as
I think it's ophthalmologist.
ophthalmologist.
Yeah, it's a weird word.
She was really trying to kill me. If the angle had been just a little bit off, I'd have been killed by now. Definitely turn her into the police. Eva-san would not do such a thing. It was an accident. Call that an accident? She killed Dad and Mom. There's no way any 19th person or witch exists on this island. She's behind everything. She was the only one on the first floor of the guest house. George Nissan must have seen her kill Mom and Dad, and she killed him to keep him quiet. Same with Grandfather and the servants. I'm sure she snuck out of the family conference last night and killed all of them. If that is indeed the case, then we'll find out about it as soon as the police investigate. The police are in trouble with their powers of discernment. There's nothing that cannot be understood. Jesus Christ. No need for us to suspect or hate anyone. Like, even outside of my personal opinions about the police, they're not good at their job. Like, period.
Yeah. I think maybe he got some backlash for the I would say fairly strong anti-cop sentiment in his previous work.
So you're like, fine.
I would say it's fairly anti-establishment. Maybe he got some controversy for it. I know he had to like they had to like cut out some of the scenes for the console releases.
Damn.
The scenes that were talking about historical events.
Oh, damn. Don't you love historical revisionism?
Yeah.
Police will resolve everything. For now, Jessica-san, you should devote yourself to resting your body and keeping your eyes safe. Of course, if you wrinkle your forehead too much, it will do nothing good for your eyes, not to mention your beauty. Weird thing to say, Nanjo. When Jessica's abuse of Ava had reached a crescendo, she actually had started glaring instinctively, and the pressure on her eyes had hurt her. Jessica herself realized that the more she talked, the more the wound would hurt. And regardless of whether she'd overcome her suspicions of Ava, She regained her composure for the time being. She killed Mom, and Mom, and Shannon, and Kenku. She'd heard that Ken had been killed in the chapel. Jessica still hadn't seen his face after he had died. Jessica was now less fearful about the fact that she was blinded, and more frightened that the police would carry Ken's body away while she still couldn't see. And she would have to say her final farewell without being able to look at his face. Her anger at the culprit, and her sadness at the death of the person she liked. Those mixed emotions started her crying. But right now, tears were actually painful for her. So she wasn't even permitted to leisurely remember his face in bygone days. Jessica could do nothing but sit on the bed and let her head droop withstanding the pain. Well, then, now I am more worried about Amos. I hope she isn't too shaken by this. You know, son and husband dying, all her family dying as well, accidentally blinding her niece. I'm sure she's fine. Realizing that Jessica had calmed down for the time being and letting out a sigh, he stuck his head out into the hallway to look for any sign of the others coming back. Oh, fuck! Then, their eyes met. Nanjo, unable to understand who this person was bewildered for an instant.
I hear that people who have lost the power of sight have zero anti-magic power and magic resistance power.
Why?
In other words, you're an isolated pawn right now. Understand what that means.
Well, what did you say? Nanjo had no way of understanding who the person in front of him was, much less what she had just said. What the fuck is going on? Dr. Nanjo? What's going on? Unable to see, Jessica had to rely on voices alone to make out the situation. But since she heard Nanjo say something in an uneasy tone, she tightened up, thinking that something bad might have happened. Stop, please! Please don't go! I have a sick grandchild! Oh, okay, just a little lore drop. I mustn't die here! Please spare me! Ah! Dr. Nanjo? Dr. Nanjo?
Maybe he was just lying. Who knows?
Dude, my grandson is sick as shit, man! Jessica can do anything except call out from the bed. Judging by the tone of voice, Nanjo was in the corridor, confronting someone. He was scared. His life must have been threatened just a second ago. No, stop it!
On the ninth twilight, the witch shall revive, and none shall be left alive.
The witch pointed the end of her gold staff at Nanjo. Even though he didn't know what she was planning to do, Nanjo assumed that she must be trying to take his life. Dr. Nanjo! Dr. Nanjo! Is someone there? Answer me! Stop it! Ah! Bang! A sharp sound echoed. And just as sharply, the tip of the golden staff tapered and stretched, slicing into Nanjo's forehead. Why can't I talk? Jessica, who could only try to grasp what was happening with her ears, had no clue what was going on. Oh. Attending physician Nanjo. His corpse was found in the hallway in front of the mansion's storeroom. The weapon used on him is assumed to be a gun or a spear-shaped object. Just a little longer and he probably managed to return alive. However, in the very end, the witch did not permit that. Nanjo had... Oh wait, shit, I didn't read that. But even so, she was able to realize that with that sound, Nanjo had died. And she could tell that the person was now in the corridor, right in front of the servant room. Furthermore, since she couldn't see, she wouldn't be able to run away, much less resist. Also, what was that, like, people not being able to see have no magic resistance? Arguably, they'd have the most magic resistance, because they wouldn't
I would have translated that as now that she's been blinded by the gun, or whatever, however I'd want to flavor that. Jessica now has a like penalty to perception checks against magic. or something like that. I think it would be funny.
It would be very funny. But like logically, like so she would Ava Beatrice wouldn't be able to do any sort of magic trick to like convince Jessica, you know? Like she can't be like, look, I'm making chairs float. She can't fucking see that shit. Furthermore, since she couldn't see, she wouldn't be able to run away, much less resist. Knowing that she was a mouse in a trap and in a life or death situation, Jessica shuddered.
Oh, Jessica, too bad. Your eyes got injured. Now you can't even escape. I'm gonna play a whole lot with Nanjo's corpse now.
Weird thing to say.
When I get bored of that, I'll kill you next and play a bunch more. No, wait. If I've got you here blind already, I won't wait until you're dead. I'll have a lot of fun with you before I kill you too. So wait there, shaking for a while, okay? As you try to imagine all the ways I'm playing with Nanjo's corpse.
Jessica was struck with fear and let out a frail scream. She wanted to scream in a much louder voice, trying to get someone to help her, but she couldn't. When faced with true fear, it clogs up a person's throat. Right then, Jessica could barely even breathe. Help me! Help me! She searched around with her hands, trying to find some way to escape. But even though she should have known this room well, just being unable to see it made it like a closed room of darkness. Alright, we're back. I think I fixed my mic. Sorry about that. She ran into a shelf or something, and things like candy jars and bottles fell down, hitting her on the head. As she was now, it would have been tough for her to even guard her head to block it. She was painfully aware of how powerless humans become just by losing their sense of sight. Alright. Of course.
I mean, if you've been seeing for your whole life and then you just lose your sight, it feels like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would feel like that at least.
Yeah, it's just a weird thing to it's just a weird thing to say. Apparently, physical disabilities aren't too well accommodated in Japan. So I wouldn't even be shocked if they just if the writer didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Of course, she had no time to be impressed by this fact. She crawled around at random, trying to escape from that place. But she kept bumping into things that she didn't understand, getting hit by various falling objects. And it felt like the entire room was alive, bullying her and refusing to let her escape. Then, a footstep could be heard from that presence in the hallway, and then a voice. She probably poked her head into the room since Jessica had been so loud.
You really are noisy. Act like a lady and wait there on the bed. Because I'll give you a wonderful blood-red death outfit fitting for such an honored daughter. Something good enough to make the person who finds you faint, okay?
Until just a second ago, she had sworn that she'd kill the culprits if she found them. However, she was now very powerless. She couldn't do anything except let out a scream, crawling around on the floor and bumping her head into the bed and the legs of the desks. Help me! Help me! Someone help me! Dad, Mom, Adler! Someone come! Help me! Getting goon! In the corridor, as the witch thought of how to toy with Nanja's life, a single gold butterfly secretly watched that scene from the corner of the hallway. What's this? It's Beto with the steel chair! Please. I desperately want Beto to come out of nowhere and just fucking knock Ava Beatrice on her ass. It was Beto, who had barely escaped with a life once before. The gold butterfly softly returned to human form. It was faint and transparent, like a lace curtain. By now, her power was so weak that even maintaining this form was difficult for her. Right next to her, Runove also appeared. Let's fucking go! That's my point! It's unlikely that Jessica will survive. Of course, there were to be no survivors from the very beginning.
He has grown feelings of love for Canon. I've toyed with them at times. However, such behavior was shameful for a witch.
Oh, look at you, Beatrice. Love is the single element. For magic, love is even more pure, more sacred. Alright. But for some reason, you seem to despise it thoroughly, milady.
Teacher told me magic exists to bring people happiness. This is something I must have been aware of in the past. Ever since I forgot that, I stopped being a witch. And so, I lost the right to be Battler's opponent.
I can hardly believe it, milady. You actually intend to rescue Jessica? It will be dangerous.
I know. Even if I do save her, she'll become a plaything of the witch's banquet, and the door to the Golden Land opens. But even so, that death would be far more compassionate than what that person would do to her. The witch's banquet steals lives in a terrible way, but it does not do so more than once. It does not toy with life and death. However, that person is different. She kills over and over. She kills for fun.
Really?
There's not even a... There's not even a trace of compassion there. I want to at least save Jessica from that kind of cruel fate.
Remember during the last tea party where she kept bringing Kraus back to life to kill him and get the last drop of blood over and over again?
That was so based.
Hey, Beatrice, have you ever heard of this term, don't throw stones in glass houses? Certainly. By carrying that out, you would probably be praised as a good witch. However, the new Beatrice somehow already views you as a hostile milady. If you were to be seen by her again, you do not have any method of escape this time, correct?
When I reunited George and Shannon, I finally understood what a witch is, and what magic is. I am a witch. I must act as a witch. And I must be acknowledged as Battler's opponent and make Battler accept me as a witch this time around.
Wait, I can beat him. What? She just like accidentally lets that slip.
The road to that goal may be long and difficult. However, if I do not take a step forward here and now, I won't be able to call myself a witch.
I understand your feelings, but how do you plan to rescue her? There are not many forms of magic that your body is capable of now, milady. Do you not have to borrow George's power even back when you revived Shannon?
Indeed. And for that very reason, I may be able to save Jessica. Right now, she's begging for Canon to save her. If I can borrow the power of that emotion, my magic may be able to knock on the doors of the land of the dead once again.
You may be able to knock. However, you would use up all of your magical energy. If you were to be spotted by the new Beatrice-sama, you would be truly without a method of escape. I am no longer your brother, milady. Understand that I cannot assist you if the situation worsens.
I know. I know I've toyed with and taken more lives than I can count, so I may not be able to make up for it. Except by saving the same number of lives, bringing them through that door.
Is she gonna fucking call everyone back to life? Like the end of fucking Spy Kids 3?
I have had nothing to lose in the first place. I am just a gold butterfly who has passed its name and magic power on, and who is no longer acknowledged as a witch.
What about Battler-sama? You are partway through a game with him. He said that he would wait until you returned. Are you truly satisfied to end it here? You have a duty to return to the seat across from Battler-sama, milady.
For that very reason, if there's a life that only I can save, I will save it. And I will be accepted as a witch. I must become a witch. If this is training, it is a very childish thing. Nothing that compares with the evils I have committed before now. Vanish, Ronove. Watch what may be called the final magic of a single butterfly who used to be called a witch.
Certainly. Please, show me magic. Will not disgrace the name of the Golden Witch. But I pray that it is not your final spell. You're a demon, should you be praying?
You can pray. Demons can pray. Why not?
As a treat, they can pray.
Go, my friend. If you can find enough ink, write down the story of my foolish life, and hand it over to some fool who's about to walk down the same path. So long, Ronove.
Revives Canada. Canada's like, you motherfucker. Like, no time! Go save your girl!
No comment.
Kenny-kun, where are you? Where are you? Help me! Help me! Ah! And here comes Cannon with the steel chair!
My lady, I am always there by your side.
Cannot wait for Cannon to fucking rock Ava Beatrice's shit! Cannon-kun? Cannon-kun? It seemed to Jessica as though she'd heard Cannon's voice just then. She looked around with unseeing eyes, but of course, she saw nothing. On the contrary, that action caused her to hit her head to the desk again. Cannon-kun, help me! Help me!
Yes, my lady. I will help you.
Cannon-kun? You survived? In time, she thought she heard his voice clearly. Jessica jumped in surprise, banging her head against the desk once again. Oh, fuck!
My lady, please, calm your heart and listen. Unfortunately, I'm not alive.
Oh. Huh?
I have already died. However, that witch came to me to tell me of your peril.
I've already died. You can tell by the fact that I'm not using quotation marks.
And she gave me just a little bit of time, so that I could save you, my lady. Please, calm your heart even more. If you do, my form will become visible even to you, my lady.
Jessica obeyed those words. She chased all idle thoughts from her head and relaxed her breathing. Of course, her heart felt like it was going to explode after hearing the voice of the one she liked and had thought was dead. She resisted the excitement with all her strength. When she did, she felt as though Cannon-kun really was right in front of her. Even though she shouldn't have been able to see him with her eyes, she was able to sense him clearly.
Can you see me, my lady?
Yeah, I can see. I can definitely see you, Cannon-kun.
I exist only as a soul now, so I cannot touch you, my lady.
Fuck.
I cannot do anything except talk to you like this. With my current weak existence, I could do nothing more than that, but I should be able to be of some aid to you, my lady.
So, you can only talk? I can't touch you, Cannon-kun?
Sorry.
Sees Ghost Cannon, I'm gonna touch you.
Is it true? Is it real? I'm now more fragile than smoke from a candle. So much that if one of the living such as you were to touch me, I would be wiped away instantly. So please don't try to touch me. Because I'm also. Sorry.
Damn, Cannon!
Holding back my desire to touch you, my
Damn,
lady.
Cannon! I didn't know you had game like that! Ah, okay.
I made this seem unreasonably horny on purpose, I'm sure. More importantly, my lady, please listen well. The Golden Witch has a cruel heart. She surely plans to make you meet with a horrible fate. You must escape from this room and hide.
How? I can't see anything.
Quiet. I will be your eyes, my lady. Please move in accordance with my instructions. First, please crawl 3 steps from there, then stand up. You are now under the desk, my lady.
How did she stand up?
If you stand there, you'll
Oh.
hit your head.
Okay, you just phrased it weirdly.
See? Yeah, you can see.
I was under the desk? Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna stand.
Well done. Next, please turn to face towards 9 o'clock.
How the
Yes, well done.
fuck? This is pretty embarrassing. Ow, 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 ow.
Are you okay? Does your wound hurt?
No, I'm fine. What next? She could have thought that if this was a dream, she didn't want to wake up. And, if she were allowed to, she would have wanted to take off the bandage covering her eyes and see him. However, if she did that, it might vanish like frail candle smoke, just like he himself had said. She was afraid of that. So she satisfies herself with just listening to his words once more, repressing her desire to see him, to hold him. Therefore, what hurt her eyes now were tears of gratitude. Tears of gratitude for the god, or maybe the witch, who had given her this miraculous moment. Is this okay? If we keep acting like this, won't we be noticed by her? Won't our voices be heard?
I've erected a secrecy barrier. As long as we don't make any loud sounds or speak noisily, no one will notice us. That's why people can't tell when I'm around.
I don't really get it. But anyway, we'll be fine as long as we stay quiet, right? What should I do next?
Please walk 10 steps in that direction. You will touch the sofa. Please continue along that. Do it slowly. Stay calm. Believe in my words.
Sure. Weird. Even though it's so scary not being able to see, I'm not scared at all. I'm not scared at all if you're with me, Ken. I'm having trouble keeping the Valley Girl voice.
Yes, that is the sofa. Trace it to the left while advancing slowly. There's a table just to your left. Be careful not to bump into it with your shins.
It was a very, very strange and bizarre team effort. Even though she would have been killed in an instant if the terrible witch noticed her, there was no fear in Jessica's heart. She was being protected and guided by Canon, someone she thought she'd never be reunited with. It would probably be just a momentary miracle. Even so, Jessica was deeply grateful for it. She hoped for too much. She was sure that he would disappear. She tried not to ruin this faint miracle. And, trying to engrave this moment into her heart for all eternity, she slowly continued to walk, obeying Canon's voice.
Okay, if you walk 10 more steps, you will exit the servant room. Then please turn to face 9 o'clock and keep walking very slowly. Put your hand on the wall on the wall to your right and keep on following that. I will take you to a safe room.
If I go there, will you leave Canon? Canon didn't answer, but his lack of an answer was enough to tell her the truth. No way. I don't want to go.
If you stay here, you'll be killed by the witch.
I don't mind. If I'm killed, I can go to the world where you are, Canon-kun. No, you don't understand. She's gonna kill you over and over and over again.
What if she's into that? Sorry. Might want to take that out.
No, we're keeping that in. Let everyone know your shame.
It's not shame. It's more about if you want to have it if you want to be associated with me like that. Like if you want to be endorsing my comments. You know what I mean?
I know.
My lady, please listen to me. The human world is too bright and painful for the dead, so I cannot stay for long. So, my lady, please allow me to use what time I am allowed to guide you to a safe place. Because after that, I will stay with you until my time runs out.
Is that the very best you can manage, Canon-kun?
Yes. In exchange, I will stay by your side as long as possible. I will stay with you and talk with you, my lady.
Talk about what?
What do you want to talk about?
I don't care. As long as you're willing to tell me, Canon-kun.
Well then, I will tell you the story of a cowardly servant boy who lacked all courage. The story of a foolish and pitiful boy who fell in love with a young lady as radiant as the sun, even when the lady confessed those same feelings to him.
Damn, Canon.
He lost to his cowardice and was never able to be honest with his feelings while he still lived.
Yes. Then I want to tell you a story too. The story of a cowardly girl who couldn't muster the courage to tell the boy she loved how she felt, much, much more often. The story of how that girl, after being reunited with that boy by a miracle from God, used that chance to finally muster up her courage.
I also want to hear that. So for that reason as well, let us go. To a safe place.
Yeah. If I could be with you, Canon-kun, I would walk however far, however long it took. I don't need eyes anymore. If you tell me to step forward, I will take that step, even if it leads off a cliff.
Thank you. Come, my lady, let us go. First 10 steps.
No, I don't like it. I won't do it. Unless you call me Jessica. Damn, girl, flirting when you're about to die?
She gets it. She's real as fuck for that.
Yeah, so real.
Understood. Well then, Jessica, take the first 10 steps.
Yeah. Canon-kun. Very quietly, Jessica and Canon slowly snuck out of the servant room. Just around the corner, the witch could be seen cruelly looking down at Nanjo's corpse. But she didn't even notice her presence. However, Monobe, who stood at the ready by her side, met Canon's eyes. Canon thought, oh no, grimacing and blocking Jessica with his back. Ronobe gives a thumbs up. However,
Love wins.
Ronobe did not inform his master. He played dumb, as though he hadn't spotted Canon in the first place. No, maybe he did appear to chuckle.
I consider them to be I consider them to be like straight Yuri, kind of, if that makes sense. It's like
Jessica and Canon?
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like straight Yuri, you know? Unless you consider unless you want a headcanon transfem canon, then it's just like regular Yuri. You know? It could also be Butch for Butch Yuri. You know...
Huh?
You know what I'm about.
I know what you're about. Ah, shit. From a finger on Ronove's hands, which were joined behind his back, a single small gold butterfly appeared, flying in front of Ken as though guiding him. It went unnoticed by the master he served. She couldn't see. Ken was surprised at the magic that butterfly held, as it was far more powerful than the secrecy barrier Cannon possessed. He may not have known it, but the power of his had originally been Ronove's. Cannon's ability was an imitation of that, which Kinzo had made and given to him. Damn! As that butterfly's secrecy magic scattered gold scales, it grew smaller bit by bit. It probably wouldn't last long, but without a doubt, even that would buy them enough time to get them far away from the cruel witch.
Okay, my lady. Let's follow that wall and keep walking. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, if I can be with you, Cannon-kun, I'll keep on going on and on. Led and protected by the small gold butterfly, the pair, separated by the wall of life and death, slowly walked away towards the end of the corridor. There was no way that the evil witch could have had the magic to notice their flight. Until they disappeared at the other end of the corridor, the witch didn't realize that Jessica had vanished. By the time the gold butterfly Ronove had sent evaporated completely, Jessica had reached the parlor. Even though it had been a quick trip if she had been able to see, as she was now, it had been a very long adventure.
Oh, my lady, we've reached the parlor. I will now take you to the bundle of curtains by the window. If you hide in there, you'll surely be safe.
Really? Alright. Inside the curtains. Not bad. I used to hide in there a long ago.
Beatrice-sama.
Huh? Ken called out the witch's name. Jessica looked around in surprise, but she obviously couldn't spot the witch when she couldn't see. Beto had appeared once again with a faint form. Came and squared off against the figure of the evil witch. Like, alright, put him up! But Beato's expression was soft, or even pitying.
I don't know what sort of whim led you to revive me, nor do I understand what you're thinking now. Oh, it was nothing more than a whim. No, this is how witches should be. It took me 1,000 years to realize that. That is how foolish it is.
Who is it? Who's there?
My lady, be quiet. She is the witch, Beatrice. I owe her, because she let me be with you one more time.
Witch? Beatrice?
Forget about me. More importantly, you should hide that girl in the shadows of the curtains. You probably do not have much time left. You may spend it having a final conversation with Jessica. A secret meeting inside a bunch of curtains. How clever you two are.
Thank you, Beatrice. Thank you for letting me be with Cannon-kun. Just didn't know where Beata was, because he said that while facing in the wrong direction. That's because she found that funny. Beato snickered.
I will now leave this room to the pair of lovers. Evil witches have no need for tales of love. Allow me to depart. Beatrice-sama, thank you very much. There's no need to thank me. You know that something like this cannot compensate for all of the evil I have done. I offer my gratitude to this good witch as a parting gift. I don't know what has happened before, or what will happen later. However, at this very moment, you are without a doubt a good witch. You flatter me, furniture. The next time we meet, I may be an evil witch who doesn't betray your expectations. And with that, farewell.
Beato left the parlor and closed the door, and, mustering the last of her remaining magical power, she sealed the door. The fact that those two had escaped into here would eventually be noticed. And now that the ninth twilight had been reached, no matter how much they struggled, their inescapable fate had already been decided. However, until that final moment, they should be given the chance to speak with each other of their love. The witch poured out all of her magical power to protect their time together, so that no one would be able to defile their time alone until the last possible moment. At that time, Beato noticed something. Her body had been detected by a magical searching technique. The evil witch's furniture had sniffed this place out.
So, boorishness is the witch's way of doing things after all. Is to think that she doesn't even intend to let those two young ones speak together of their love.
Oh, fuck! Wait, am I 45 or are you 45? Shit.
Can we check?
Yeah, we'll check.
Can we check who's who? Yeah. It's
Alright, you're 45.
Okay. 45 data received. Checking target confirmed as the predecessor, Lady Beatrice. Analyzing parlor defense wall. 72 layered, multi-layered defensive wall. Attack-proof barrier and anti-magic armor. Sniping into the parlor will be impossible. Data linked to 410.
410 data received! We just gotta kill Predator Sama first. Yeah. Great Lady Beatrice, your fire permission, please! I don't know what voice I'm doing for her.
Go ahead and shoot. Oh, and avoid her vital areas. There's something I want to ask the old hag.
410 firing! Chester Sister's gold bow released a gold snake. It crawled down the corridor, starting from the front of the servant room, aiming for the parlor as it drew a soft, snake-like curved line trajectory. And pierced Beato's chest. Sorry, that's you.
Ah.
Battler and Ava are gonna like be walking around trying to go back to the parlor, and they just see the body of Beatrice and like, who the fuck is this? Gold butterflies gathered, and the cruel witch appeared with her along with her furniture. This is Sama. No further obstructions will be permitted.
I didn't think they would be. Still, the Chester sisters have really gotten rusty. To think that they failed to bring me down. And twice at that.
One of they smoked in a manner befitting the witch's butler. She pushed her pain aside, Beato grinned and spoke back.
My apologies, predecessor Sama. We were ordered to avoid vital areas.
As soon as we get the order, we can pierce you at any time. We can pierce a hole in your ears, a hole in your belly button, any hole you like. I have been looking to get a few piercings.
Which ones?
Oh my god, Beatrice with a belly button piercing. The gold snake that appears...
I think she should get a septum.
Real. The gold snake that had pierced Beatrice grew even longer, drawing a funnel-shaped helix and awaiting its next order. It was prepared to pierce a vital spot as soon as the evil witch told it to. Why was Chester's 410's last line is like still there behind the current text box? Do you see that?
I don't know. Bro was playing with formatting in whatever game engine he used. For what reason would someone like you, who is no less brutal than I, make them avoid my vital areas? No Beatrice. I wanted to ask you something. I don't know what kind of trick you used to escape, but we thought we took you out, right? Why is it that even though you could have escaped by hiding, you took the risk of appearing again? It can't be that you came back just to protect those two young people, right? Well, who knows? And just a second ago, why do you do something as soft as reviving the lovers and reuniting them? The more I hear about you, the more I learn that I don't even reach up to your feet as an incarnation of evil. If you're like that, then why did you suddenly start acting so mildly? So that's what I wanted to ask. I'm brutal, therefore I'm fickle. What
Alright.
purpose could questioning that possibly serve? Chester sisters, so her.
When she ordered that gold snake that was curled in a helix and suspended in space, it moves as fast as a real snake going after its prey, and pierced Beto's body multiple times for both sides, its gold tail drawing an X shape. Cuts to Meta Battler, and he's just sitting there with the Sisters of Purgatory, and they're just like, so like, what do we do now? What are we doing?
They're probably just busy like killing Battler and in various ways.
I don't know. I feel like after the whole like, oh my god, Battler's mad at me thing, Beatrice would have been like, do not hurt Battler.
Oh, right. Yeah, true.
I can't have him be more mad at me.
Well, they're not really under her control now, maybe. No, maybe, I don't know.
I think the meta world is still Beatrice.
Right, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
Because I think it's outside the
right.
timelines. Because
Yeah,
I think
you're right.
there's multiple timelines going on at once.
Yes, I thought about it, and you're right.
The gold thread made a squeaking sound and tormented Beato. Rather than a gold snake searching for its prey, it waited for its orders like a sewing needle ready to sew Beato.
If it's you we're talking about, there's no way it could have been a whim. I've heard about you, and I've learned. You're such an incarnation of evil that I don't even rise up to your feet. I thought I was truly a fitting successor to you. But you've always been in the way. You always say warm, pleasant things that shock me. What changed you? You explored the depths of evil for 1,000 years. And I let you live. Because I wanted to know what happened to make you change so much.
She's like, because I love Balor. Whoa! Oh my god! Oh my god! Hold on. Shit, hold on. Oh my god! Oh! Oh my goodness! Hey there, Queen! Hey there, Shotty! Hey, hello there! Anyway. You're still laughing?
Yeah. At first I lulled, but then I serious. If you really want to know, then I suggest you waste 1,000 years as well. So... I don't see any injuries on her.
I don't mind.
I do.
Ito's chest was once again sewn with a golden cross stitch. It tightened once again, squeezing fresh blood from Beato's chest. Intense pain had caused running conflict with his duty to the eye. Oh, alright.
You might be one of those things that disappear when they die and don't leave a corpse. So I'll kill you slowly. But if you answer my questions honestly, I'll let you die easy. I'll give you a splendid, gorgeous death. Perfect for my predecessor, Sama. I'll sink you in a coffin filled with water and roses. Isn't that wonderful? And you still won't talk about the reason for your change of heart? Not answering when she is asked as another one of an evil witch's pleasures. So, twice. Ah! Of course, you don't have to answer. After that, all that way I get to torture you. I should have implemented real torture for this, for extra, for more realistic sound.
Oh god. Oh, that sound design would be awful to listen to.
I I'm I personally want to implement it for my games. You know, my games are for my games might not be for you. The endless magic truly is wonderful. When you think about it, this world is limited in every way. The endless cannot exist in the human world. Because gods are without limits, the human world is deprived of all limitlessness, so that they can be looked down upon. So, in other words, this endless power is the power of the gods. A wonderful power where, the more you play with it, the more fun ways of playing you find. You use that power as you please for 1,000 years and went on a rampage. Why are you having a change of heart only now? You are gonna say you regret handing it over to me, are you?
Please, Beatrice, be like, it's because I fell in love. Or some shit like that. Please.
How could I regret it? The endless magic you believe in is no magic at all. Pure magic lies in a deep abyss that you most certainly cannot reach. And this is what you realized? Then what is it? Wander for about 1,000 years without realizing, foolish witch. So, 3 times this time.
Beta's chest had been embroidered with embroidered with gold thread. It tightened even more, causing Beato more and more pain.
I'm no longer curious about what kind of revelations an old hag who refuses to die might have had. I'm bored now, so I'll just kill you. If I do, the barrier around the parlor will dissolve. Then I'll torture Kanon and Jessica to death a whole bunch of times. Being able to have 2 lovers as my toys at the same time sounds pretty fun, right? Kill her.
Without missing by a millimeter, the gold sewing thread shot through Beato's heart. That intense pain was worse than all of the pain before that put together. Beato finally remembered the actual feeling of dying, which he had forgotten over the course of 1,000 years. Was that just a random sound effect, or was that her dying sound effect?
Oh,
Okay, no, it wasn't her dying sound effect.
okay.
But she couldn't die. She must not die. If she died, it would mean handing over the 2 in the parlor to the cruel witch. So she definitely couldn't die. She resolutely refused to die.
New Beatrice. I have a request. The lovers' meeting between the 2 in the parlor will not last long. In the amount of time an hourglass can measure, Kanon will probably vanish into the land of the dead. Would you please allow them at least that much time? No way. Isn't tearing apart 2 who love each other fun? You said it yourself, so I want to try it.
1 second.
Is that where we were, or
Yeah,
before that?
yeah, we are here. Alright, welcome back. Sorry for that brief little fucking fuck up. uh, there was a bit of a problem on my end, and I had to let my computer cool off for a bit. Anyway, let's continue.
No way. Isn't tearing apart two who love each other fun? You said it yourself, so I want to try it. In that case, I mustn't allow you that pleasure. Yes, it can be fun tearing apart lovers. Really? I'm sure it is fun. So don't get in my way. So more. So.
410 understood! Again, I don't know what I'm doing with their voice. The merciless gold sewing needle sewed the gold thread through Beato's heart over and over again. However, no matter how much it tightened, that heart did not stop.
Mm. Uh, this isn't nearly enough. I won't die by something like this.
What the fuck is Battler and Ava doing?
What are you doing? Make this old hag shut up. Kill her quickly. Oh, we're killing her. Even though we've sewn her heart in place several times. This person's heart won't stop. Are you immortal?
I hope Beatrice is like, God, I hope not.
Of course not. I've handed the endless over to you. My heart will not beat many more times. However, if by making it beat just once more, I can give the two in this room just a bit more time, I'll continue that resistance for all eternity. So, keep sewing her until her heart keeps moving.
Keeps moving?
And until her heart stops moving. Uh, uh, uh. I
Why
have to be
doesn't she
quiet.
die? Huh?
I have to be quiet.
It's impossible!
Why isn't her heart stopping? Even though it's been sewn in place.
Who cares? We made the heart explode from the inside, Nia. How pitiful. And you could have died cleanly if you hadn't resisted us. Jesus Christ. As they said that, even though the gold needle and thread made round trips over and over again, Beato still didn't die. The cruel witch eventually grew pale at how bizarre that was.
What in the world are you? You probably cannot understand. Even I didn't understand. And yet, somehow or another, it seems that this is true magic. In other words, I have now become it. I have become a true witch.
I hope that when I click next, we get a full magical girl transformation. I know we're not going to, but God, I hope.
Fixing the explosion center and heart interior. Fuse preparations ready.
Explode! There was a terrible sound, and gold leaf was scattered around the area, along with a cloak. a cloud of gold butterflies. Beto's chest had opened wide from the inside, and from that, gold butterflies and gold leaf poured out, staining the surrounding area gold. Then, Beto's flesh crumpled. Like a puppet whose strings had been cut, she crouched down and crumpled.
Sorry, it's just that like a puppet whose strings had been cut line. He uses that a couple in like a very just a couple of like 3 or 4 moments scattered across his work. And it's really funny. I think there's like 1 or 2 times it's an Umineko.
However, a gold heart tied by gold threads floated in the air and continued to beat. That's metal as shit!
Oh, what the? Eh?
Monster! Says the demon! When the Chester sisters saw that, they fell on their butts in shock. Somehow, even though Beato had become nothing more than a heart, it still kept beating, continuing to protect the barrier to the pollard. Ah, shit, we playing on fucking Happy Wheel rules? Sorry for making a Happy Wheels reference of Happy Wheels joke
No,
in
I'm
2024.
no, I'm so glad. I'm so glad I remember.
It was an immeasurably vast magical power, impossible to measure. In other words, endless.
I'm the Endless Witch, right? Why is this old hag still alive after all this? Chester sisters, smash that heart. Quickly. It's impossible, my apologies. We can't do it.
Indeed, it would probably be impossible. No number of people could crush that heart. And certainly not the soldiers who serve under His Highness the Dragon King.
In that case, an Endless Witch like me should be able to crush it, right? My power is that of a god.
I'm afraid to say that your power cannot leave a single wound on the endless of Beatrice Sama.
Just what do you mean by that?
Just as there could be no light without knowledge of shadows, there could be no infinite without knowledge of the finite. Before Milady Beatrice's truly endless power, your frail magic is quite lacking.
What is that?
The cruel witch was surprised and stepped back. It was thinner than a lace curtain. But Beato's form, no. Beatrice's form was still standing there. Even after being laid bare so tragically like this, she refused to let evil through that door. At that time, a shadow just as thin as Beatrice stood behind her. It was canon!
It's almost like Canon's got big naturals. Like, it's,
Oh my god.
sorry.
The K in canon stands for size K. Is that a size in? I know Japanese bra sizes are different than American. Is that a size in? Hold on.
I don't know.
Looking it up. Time to add Japanese bra sizes to my. Okay, no, it looks like the most is H.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so.
Well, maybe I'm sure there are specialty stores. Maybe they're just so big he needs to get them from specialty stores.
Yeah, I can only see stuff that goes up to H. Because, unlike in America, and I'm assuming Canada, where we have like, we get we get to
I don't know how bra sizes work here,
oh, well we
to be
get to
honest. It's there's like some specialty stores
um
that are like there's like I've heard of like up to like I don't know, like I've heard like K and beyond.
hmm, okay, well then maybe we'll just yeah this I'm getting too into the research of this thing that doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Go ahead and start reading.
Oh, Beatrice-sama, thank you very much.
Oh,
I
what the,
won't
oh
forget
no,
what you've done.
sorry.
Hmm. I'll hear those words of yours once the number of my blessings has surpassed the number of grievances I have caused. Was that long enough? Yes. That's wrong person. Yes, truly, thank you very much. And Beatrice-sama, you have also done enough. Please, be at peace. Is that so? Is this enough?
Do you forgive me, Battler? Those are her final words.
What's going on? Why are you guys calling that old hag Beatrice? Beatrice is my name, right? It's gotta be, since I'm the new Golden Witch and the Endless Witch. And Endless... New Golden Witch and Endless Witch, right? How rude. How dare you claim Beatrice-sama's name?
I am afraid to say that the name of Beatrice-sama belongs to the one crowned as the Endless Witch. Right now, you are the predecessor.
What did you say? Farewell, Canon. I'm sure I'll see you soon enough. In a new nightmare.
That's a good Jason movie. Not Jason. Friday. Freddy Krueger. Oh, God, I swear I'm a horror fan. Wes Craven's New Nightmare. It's a good movie. I swear I knew what I was saying. Oh, fuck.
In the nightmare of a new night, I will once again be your companion, Beatrice-sama.
Oh, damn.
With that, if you would excuse me.
Damn. The homie like
Uh, huh?
homie's like busting out the good lines. Are you kidding me? In the nightmare of a new night, I will once again be your companion. Damn, Canon.
She definitely busted out the strap for that one.
Canon's form grew faint, and he disappeared into thin air.
Are we not thinking about the are we not thinking about the shoe kissing scene? Am I just a little crazy?
I completely forgot about the shoe kissing scene, but now that you mention it. After watching him go, Beatrice's form also grew faint, and before disappearing, it slumped over onto the floor. Then, there was a splat. The golden heart that had been floating in midair lost its sparkle, became blood-stained flesh, and fell to the ground. How frail it was ragged and full of holes. But until a moment ago, it had sparkled so much, and continued to beat so forcefully. That heart still just barely managed to beat. However, it was only a matter of time before it stopped. Beatrice, whose form had become fragile and faint like incense smoke, lay on the floor. steadily watching her own heart. There, the cruel witch could be seen.
Well, what do you mean, endless? Are you actually collapsed in a heap right there? How can there be a finite infinity? That's a contradiction. It couldn't exist. This is the limit of your magic. The endless is better than the finite.
Beatrice no longer even had the will to respond. No, on the contrary, it was doubtful that the words of the cruel witch even reached her ears.
If you're a real endless witch, try standing up. How's it going? You can't stand, can you? Why do you think you can't stand? It's because you aren't the endless witch.
The cruel witch poked Beatrice's heart with her fingernail. Beatrice had no words with which to respond to that provocation. However, instead of words, she returned a single expression. It felt humiliating only to the witch, to the cruel witch, because she had gently curved her mouth and smiled. Damn. Footsteps were approaching that place. There was no way she had misheard it. That rough squeaking of heels was the sound of Battler's footsteps. Yes!
Battler, is it? After talking so tough, I ended up like this. I've been trying to become the true witch you talked about. In my own way.
Yeah, I was watching.
Hey, have I been able to become a witch? Have I earned the right to become your opponent?
Asking Battler for praise. It's useless. Battler said it unbelievably bluntly. As Beatrice breathed painfully, she saw this and sneered at herself, as though she should have expected it.
I see. Yes, the road to becoming a true witch will be much, much longer than this. However, I will not surrender. Just like you never surrendered to my torture, I will definitely become a true witch. And be accepted as your opponent.
It's useless. All useless. You aren't my opponent. I'm Battler! The cruel witch raised her foot high. Below it was Beatrice's frail heart.
Die, you old hag. Let's see how endless you are when you've been crushed to a pulp. I am the witch. I am the golden witch, Beatrice. Die!
Ah! It's useless! It's all useless! I should have been the one to fill your dark heart with light! Like, what the fuck?
Huh?
Devil May Cry. Hold on. I'll send you a link to the video. Oh my god.
What? What?
Hold on. Oh,
Okay.
hell yeah. I love Devil May Cry. I love this game so much. Sent you the link to the video.
How long is it?
A minute and a half.
Okay.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light! It's so good! Alright. Alright, do Umineko.
Oh, oh, what is this? Oh, where is this?
Finally, we get to see Battler kick her ass. Get in your seat. It's always my opponent. You are.
Battler? What kind of magic is this? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Chester sisters. 45, understood. Attacking everywhere.
We'll do space up, I promise. For 10, understood. Hey, Battler! The Chester sisters each readied their own golden bows and fired golden arrows. The two only pulled the bowstring together when using precision guidance. If they were fighting against an enemy for their eyes, they fired their bows at the same time. Their might did not suffer in the slightest. Hell yeah! What? It was deflected? No barrier. It was deflected by resistance alone. Revive target analysis.
"45, understood." What? Did I break down? Am I insane? Anti-magic resistance power, endless 9. Even mythical class magic attacks won't be effective against the target.
That's my fucking boy right there! Golden bow warheads could penetrate any magical armor through, reciprocal corrosion. When one tried to block them with anti-magic resistance power, even 8 digits were not sufficient to prevent their penetration. By the way, even famous gods that appear in myths rarely reach as high as 9 digits. That's my fucking boy right there! For that reason, 9 digits were enough to measure pretty much all sensible values. Tyler had buried all 9 of those digits with 9s. So fucking... how foolish. When Battler's someone gets serious, magic arrows and like aren't enough to even make his head tremble. Chester sisters dropped their golden bows and shot. Battler himself was though a pack of dragonflies had flown past his shoulders. What are you doing? Some kind of game? It's like... no, that's me. I'm gonna make a reference you're not gonna get. It's like... it's like, in the season finale of one of the Mob Psycho seasons, where Reagan just gets all of Mob's powers for a second. And he's just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Playing a game? What's going on? Monster! Stay back, small fries! In your seat, witch! I'll tear off that mask of yours! And reveal your true self! Persona! Chester sisters couldn't hide their fear at Battler's ferocity, and they backed up as though they'd been struck. Witchers watched this scene in shock. He's here too, I guess.
Battler? What is this supposed to be?
Just like you see, you aren't my opponent. She is! Imposter over there who's using your name! I'm fighting against a witch. I face off against an opponent who claims to be a witch, and I deny witches by defeating them. I've seen more than enough of your arrogance! And Battler's eye grew as sharp as blades as he stared down the cruel witch. What are you calling magic? What are you calling witches? You're no witch! I'll rip that mask off and tear it to shreds! Delia, ready to fight! I'm alive too!
Understood. Preparations are complete, so go whenever you're ready. Beatrice, stay back and rest. Indeed.
Minato looked at Battler timidly. He still hadn't been acknowledged as his opponent. Were he qualified to watch the game board from the sidelines? Minato, stay back and watch! I'll tear it off! I'll thoroughly dismantle this fake witch! I won't let someone like this call themselves a witch! Protected the honor of true witches! don't need to say anything. On your behalf, I'll teach her that the name of the Golden Witch definitely isn't that cheap.
Battler.
You got the kiss? Those are the general rules.
Thank you, Ronove. I get most of the rules now. I see. You can't win with magic, so you came to face off with me in a world where victory is decided by something other than magic. Foolish people. Do you really think you can win against me with twisted logic?
It's true, she's a middle schooler. Yeah, I do. I'll crush all of your twisted logic, Aunt Ava.
I'm not Ava. That is the name of the old shell I shed. I'm a true witch, born inside of her.
Try to trick me. Your true form isn't witch or anything like it, but a flesh and blood human. Human culprit, Usuromiya Ava. Julia, reconstruct the second Twilight.
Understood. On the second Twilight, Rosa and Mario were killed in Rose Garden. We began by applying the Ava culprit theory for that case. Huh? You're ridiculous. Come, arise, try to remember. What form did Ushiromiya Hideyoshi have?
What? What's that supposed to be?
It's a summoning of the dead, and which can easily bring even the dead up to the stand for testimony.
What the fuck? Where am I? On the opposing side, a transparent Uncle Hideyoshi was summoned. Talk about convenience. Looked as though he couldn't see what was going on here, almost like a person on the other side of the TV.
Witness summons. Ushiromiya Hideyoshi's testimony. Come, Hideyoshi, speak.
I was taking care of Ava in our room the whole time. Of course Ava didn't leave the room. Ava. Around here, testimony that isn't read isn't worth a crap. Demand that he repeats it again in red!
Oh yeah, that's right. Sure, say it in red.
I was in the room the whole time. Before and after the time of the crime. But not during?
See, look. This makes it impossible for Ava to be the culprit, right? How will you counter this?
Ridiculous. That move's so lame I could yawn. Don't never use such childhood tricks. Not even once.
Butler.
Repeat it! Ava was also in the room for the entire time before and after the crime. Uncle Hideyoshi was just there to create an alibi. Made him stay in the room and stealthily snuck out. If that isn't true, this guy should be able to say so in red.
I refuse to repeat it. Hideyoshi's evidence is sufficient. There's no need for me to repeat that, right? She's refused. You need to show no mercy. This is check.
Your ass. I'll take it. This opponent's slow. Back! Maybe Uncle Hideyoshi didn't leave the room the whole time. Saying he was taking care of you the whole time is a bright red lie! Therefore, no alibi exists for you. You had a chance to slip out of the room and kill Aunt Rosa and Maria. Do you think you can dodge that? Start proclaiming it in red that Aunt Ava didn't take a step outside of her room. You can't, right? Checkmate!
Oh, what the hell? I don't get it.
Sorry, Aunt Ava. Even if you aren't used to the rules, beating your opponent down with all your strings is how this game is played. Right, Beato?
Indeed.
Battler's really the she said no pickles type. Which side resigns? Let us continue on to the next game. Next is the 4th through 6th Twilight. It seemed that the witch still didn't understand how to make a winning move, and she lost her composure in irritation. She was probably also angry that a shot had been taking her while she still didn't get what was going on. However, I won't go easy on her at all. It's like she didn't go easy on the victims at all. I won't go easy on her. Celia, next crime. Let's reconstruct the case with that and the rest.
Understood. Three people. Three people. Rudolph, Hirie, and Hideyoshi went to the mansion and were killed there.
My move won't change. On Ava, you are the culprit. This time, you don't even have an alibi from Uncle Hideyoshi. You claim that you were sleeping in that room all by yourself. That's not true. If you can claim it in red, let's try it.
I refuse. So tell me, Ava is just a woman, and the people who died there were three adults with two guns, right? How did she kill them all by herself? How did she do it with those stakes as weapons? Like everyone keeps asking, how is a stake shooting device constructed? Explain that. Unless you can explain it, even if Ava doesn't have an alibi. That doesn't mean it was possible for her to commit the murders.
I refuse to explain. It's the devil's proof. Just because I can't explain it, that doesn't deny the existence of an unknown murder technique or maybe an unknown weapon. Short! Even if I can't explain how the stake shooting device is constructed, it doesn't prove that it doesn't exist.
Oh, what the hell? Does that ridiculousness even count?
It absolutely fucking does. Your devil's proof is valid.
Agreed. It's a valid devil's proof. Adler can claim that a stake shooting device exists without bearing the responsibility of explaining how it is constructed. The witch side cannot object to this move. Not bad. How pushy.
There's this ill-natured witch who trained me well. Check, okay? Try saying in red that Aunt Ava didn't take a step out of that room. That's right. You shouldn't be able to say it. If you can't say it, it's over. Checkmate!
That's so irrational. This is messed up.
Those are the rules of this game. How about some black tea first? And some delicious cookies as well. Sorry.
I don't need all that. Oh, that pisses me off. So you fight like a coward just because you can't win with magic?
Don't get irritated. Need some black tea or something. I'll take mine straight. What about you, Beta?
I am fine. More importantly, Battler, don't let your guard down. Your opponent is only unfamiliar with the rules. This will only really start once your opponent gets the gist of it.
But I'll crush her. I'll thoroughly crush her. Because she isn't a witch. If I accept her as a witch, all your stubbornness will count for nothing. I don't care what kind of irrational argument or twisted logic I have to use. I'll crush her with all my heart and soul! The other side is stuck with a culprit theory to explain Cross and Natsuki, the Seven Night Twilights, in the exact same way. At that time, there had been no one on the first floor except for Ava and the victim. As before, no one could establish an alibi for Ava. Back then, Ava had claimed that they disappeared while she went to the bathroom. But there was nothing to support that, and the witch side couldn't repeat it in red either. Using the same style of argument as the question regarding the stake shooting machine, the witch side asked once more how Ava could have strangled both of them at the same time all by herself. Oh my god. I don't like him like smirking like that while also doing the fucking gimme pose. But of course, Battler splendidly counterattacked by refusing to explain because of the devil's proof. Under the storm and stress of Battler's spirit, the witch side was completely swallowed up. She had to resign 3 times during the short period of time she had to grasp the rules.
Yeah. I see. I'm finally starting to get the knack of it. I won't let you have things your own way anymore. This time, let me take the initiative. Run a day, reconstruct the 4th through the 6th Twilights. Pick out Ushiromiya Kirie.
Oh,
And
damn.
now we return to the murders of Rudolph, Kirie, and Hideyoshi during the 4th through 6th Twilights.
Dude, is she gonna do some like real psychological warfare type shit and have Kirie repeat all the shit she said about Battler to him?
What is she thinking? Why would she return once more to a situation where she's lost? I see. This is an unusual attack, and one you do not use. Be careful.
By the way, this music fucking rules. I feel like
I know! It's so good! At the time, the survivors were barricaded in the guest house. They didn't have food, but out of concern for their safety, they were at least prepared to go without eating until the next day. However, in the end, 3 of them went out for food.
That's right. In the end, 3 people went outside to get food.
It's a pain, so I'll add in some red and say it. Kirie didn't think that they needed food. Since going without food for about a day wouldn't kill them, she claimed that they should not leave the guest house. And yet she herself suggested that they leave the guest house to get food. Isn't that a contradiction?
Yeah. Are you claiming it's not fucking Kirie? What the fuck? Where is she going with this? Yes. A spectacular contradiction. A contradiction exists in Kirie's pattern of behavior. Oh, she's trying to frame Kirie as a killer. Oh, never mind.
That contradiction was created by me with magic. In other words, I controlled Kirie using magic and made her say that to lure the sacrifices outside.
Okay, repeat it in red. This is ridiculous! No way that kind of magic exists! Valor, don't already immediately get thrown off. That was an insane fucking move. What the hell is she thinking?
It's a devil's proof, right? Just because you don't know about that magic doesn't deny its existence.
People change their mind all the time.
And I don't bear the responsibility of acting out that magic for you. And yet you have even less room to counter this argument. I wonder if it's okay to fight this way.
What the fuck was even that? Yes. It's truly a spectacular move. Is it? Out of all the fucking whack-ass moves that have been made in this, that was truly the most insane. I don't even know what the fuck was that? Sama? Response. That's the weird strategy she's taking. Just what is this?
This place to peace attacking Ushiromi Kirie's pattern of behavior. Has already been explained, Kirie's pattern of behavior had her saying that they should not go outside or head to the mansion in order to get food. And yet, she herself took the initiative, taking the contradictory action of going to get food. Unless you can explain this contradiction, she will use this violent move to claim that magic was the cause.
Alright, here's my move. Humans contradict themselves all the fucking time. Are you saying that magic is the root behind every single contradiction to have ever existed in all of history? The fuck are you on about? What the fuck is going on?
No, she's not saying that. She's just saying that it could have been that.
Yeah, but also, it's human nature to be contradictory.
Okay, yeah, true.
It's like, okay, the fuck are you doing, man? Well, that's probably what Kirie thought in the beginning. Kirie-san thought in the beginning. But she probably, got through a few things midway. Changed her mind and decided that getting food really was necessary. Or you could be like, because of the fake story, you can even claim that it's fake, of Ava having a fever, she thought it might be necessary to go get food to help keep Ava healthy. Like, it wouldn't even make, you don't even have to, like, say for sure Ava had a fever. It was just a fucking lie to keep her separated from everyone. bad if when things got tough, we were so hungry that we had no energy. And, well, Battler, dude, you're doing so good.
She's claiming that this change of heart was due to magic. In short, while it may be extremely difficult, you must explain the reason for Kirie's change of heart.
The fucking Phantom Thieves got her. I don't know. Two Persona references in one video. Hell yeah. What are you saying? You're talking about the inside of Kirie. Huh?
You just really like Persona.
Yeah, they're fun games. You're talking about the inside of Kirie-san's head, right? I also summoned Kirie-san's ghost and questionnaire. Hey, so, can you put Kirie-san here or something?
She cannot. That is a move permitted only to the witch side.
Fuck.
Sorry.
Ah, fuck! Oh, damn, he said it! She was probably, thinking of us kids and, on the whole, thought the food was necessary and...
You must present your claim through objective means. You'll need concrete proof that Kirie changed her mind and decided that food really was necessary for some specific reason. For example, if I heard her say that, or if it was written down somewhere. Too bad. The reason she changed her mind was not passed on to anyone, nor was it written down. Therefore, you can only speculate as to what was inside Kirie's mind. So it's impossible to explain. You don't have a single counter to my move. Isn't it your turn to resign now, Battler-kun? It is possible to hypothesize endlessly as to the reason behind her change of heart, and it is impossible to crush all of those endless possibilities.
Testably spectacular move. If Killer-sama were to have a countering, it could probably only be that move.
What move is that?
Counter in the face. What? Well, I wonder what kind of move it could be. I have the feeling that it was Milady's specialty, but I cannot remember. Being a dick?
Quit being stingy and tell me. Beatrice, no answers will be given to those who stop thinking for themselves. Think. Think in your own way. Why don't you resign right now? And I'll corner you even more with Red. Until the instant before she died, Kirie's behavior pattern of not going to get food equals not going to the mansion was maintained. And yet, she took the initiative and headed towards the mansion. She was pushing a cart ready to carry food. Why that contradiction?
I've never met anyone in my entire life who was consistent in their thought processes. Even within a day. Like, people change their mind constantly, dude.
Because I controlled her with magic. This is proof that my magic exists and that I am a witch.
Shut the hell up! Are you saying she never even changed her mind? The whole time until she died, Kirei-san thought we don't need food and we won't go to the mansion? Why did she step forward herself and say that she could go to the get food and go to the mansion? You saying that Kirei-san was being controlled by magic? Stupid! How can I break through this magic? If only Kirei were here and just told us the reason behind her change of heart. Oh, I've already been told in Red that she never even changed her mind. What should I do? There's no move that the human side can counter with.
The more I learn about this game, the more advantageous the rules seem for the witch, right? Even if I lose in a lot of areas, I can win in just one. That alone can display the existence of a witch. In other words, Battler-kun has no way of denying witches other than a complete victory. How truly funny that even though you thought you could corner me and call me Ava, it's all been spun around by nothing more than the inside of your respected Kirie-san's head, right? Just do it, resign. If only you just accept it. If only you just lose.
Damn it! impossible for a human to prove. I can't do anything but guess at what the dead were thinking when they acted. Furthermore, I can't deny the magic based on conjecture alone. To break through it, I need objective proof as to why Kirei-san had a change of heart. Damn it! It said in red that no proof exists as to why she changed her mind and wanted food. What should I do? Damn it! Battler-sama, is this your resignation? Not going to get food equals not going to the mansion. But then how should I understand Kirei-san's thought, which actually do contradict each other? Humans are inherently contradictory, whatever.
You can't understand. It's impossible to understand and impossible to interpret. That darkness is all of the witch. Come on, it's useless to think, so quit, okay? You just can't deny wishes. After all, I exist right here. I am the Golden Witch. I stole that name from the former witch over there. You can't deny that I am Beatrice.
Damn it! You have no right to use that name! Yet, I can't think of a move to deny it. Battler can no longer counter this witch, who is laughing insanely in triumph. He didn't want to give up, no move appeared. He ground his teeth, making fists with both hands. Even so, he couldn't think of a brilliant counterattack. Battler-sama, your time limit is over. There's a time limit? So will you resign? Ah!
The human side has no movement response. It will resign.
Objection!
Wait, there's a counter.
What did you just say?
Huh? What kind of move could possibly exist? Predecessor-sama? Won't you tell me what kind of move could deny this magic of Beatrice's? You can't, it's impossible. If the proposition that not going to get food equals not going to the mansion cannot be explained by itself.
So they're gonna use Hempel's. I thought when I saw that fucking equal sign busted, I was like, are they about to use Hempel's Raven? Yep.
I will explain it with a contrapositive. In short, you can also explain it with she still went to the mansion equals she had a goal other than food.
Shit, she could have known where the fucking gold was!
This is less my specialty, Hempel's Raven, than it is Badler's specialty, chessboard thinking. If it was impossible for Kirie to have gone to the mansion with food as a goal, then we can only explain it by saying she had another reason that got her to go outside despite that. In other words, if we can prove that she had such a goal, we can defeat this magic. Also, chessboard thinking isn't Badler's specialty, it's Kirie's specialty.
Yeah, it's Kirie's specialty that Battler fucking freebooted. I see. So she didn't go to the mansion with food as a goal, but she had a different goal. She said she wanted to go and get food in order to disguise her real goal. True enough, it might be possible to find an explanation that way. But how?
Teacher, reconstruct the scene of Kirie's death. We cannot summon a ghost, but inspecting the corpse ought to be a right allowed to the human side. Yes, there's no problem. I shall reconstruct the scene where Shiromiya Kirie died.
I love that Battler saw Beatrice and was like, it's not my job to fix her. She needs to do it herself.
We cannot call Kirie's ghost here, but by finding out what Kirie left behind, we may be able to use that as a weapon.
She's holding a massive gold ingot.
Fine, search as much as you want. There's no way you'll learn anything. I just said it in red a short while ago. Kirie did not leave anything written down. No matter what you'd find, how could you possibly figure anything out? We may find nothing, but Badler's grinding his teeth, fighting to think of a move to break through you. This is all that I can do.
Beatrice landed on her feet in the reconstructed hall, approached Kirie's corpse and wandered around, observing.
I'm completely clueless when it comes to fighting on the human side. We need to find evidence, right? Then what should I search for? The gray lady Beatrice is getting down on her knees and crawling around, and she's even indecently searching a corpse.
Wait. What do you mean by that? How do you eat indecently?
What do you mean by that? She's searching it.
How do you do it indecently?
That look suits you.
How could you search a corpse indecently? What is she doing?
Say whatever you wish. I cannot do any more than this. I care not how I'm despised. However, I cannot throw Battler away, as he is fighting for my honor. Even if I must crawl on the ground and search through dead flesh, I must answer to that responsibility.
Bathed in the witch's sneers. What?
Nothing.
You sure?
Just checked one of my servers and saw some art someone did.
Oh, okay. So some wild shit. Got it.
Not really.
Oh. Bathed in the witch's sneers, Beato searched through Kyrie's corpse. He fished through the pockets, taking what was inside out. He was taking what was inside out and laying it on the floor. Laid on the floor was a handkerchief. Issue, key to her house, the stub of a boat ticket, a lighter, a cigarette butt, and a single 100 yen coin. Why is she holding onto a cigarette butt? I don't know, the cigarette butt's suspicious. There was no special suspicious object. Although Beato was down on all fours and being sneered at, that was all she could find.
What's with that seedy-looking trash? How do you think you can break my magic with that stuff? Worthless, worthless. Are you a moron? How can you be so lame and right after you cut between us talking so tough? Ah, how pathetic, how embarrassing. If only you just give up and die.
Jesus Christ, get a better insult. Witch fell over laughing, lambasting Beato. Beato hung her head, trying to withstand the shame. Milady, are you finished with your inspection?
Indeed. I will not find any more than this. Can you make any counter from this evidence? If not, then the human side must resign.
I don't know, the fact that she was holding onto a cigarette butt, that's really weirding me out.
Obviously, you don't have any room to argue back. I am a witch. You cannot break through my magic. You're no longer anything but a former witch. A loser who isn't even allowed to take the name Beatrice anymore. Come on, pile up as much trash and rubbish as you like and just try to break my magic. You can't, right? You can't, can you? And why's that? It's because I'm a witch. It's because you're just a loser without a name. Something should be here.
Those first two notes, I thought they were about to start playing Undyne's theme during the genocide route of Undertale.
That's crazy.
Like, it's the exact same first two notes.
I won't lose heart. No matter how much I am sneered at, Battler is fighting for my honor. So for the sake of his honor, I must not lose heart.
They should just kiss already. As Beato held back tears at the words of humiliation she was being showered with, she tried to find if Kyrie was holding something else, to find something that could save Battler from his plight, searching earnestly. However, nothing more came up.
Damn it. Please. Show me a Kyrie. You must save your son from his plight.
I don't think she would do that even if she was alive. I'm not sure. I'm not sure she would.
Please, after death, lend me power for his sake.
However, Kirie's body did not answer. It was only natural that a corpse would remain silent. No dead person existed that would answer Beato, who had lost the endless magic.
It's pointless, pointless, pointless. Toying with the dead is a privilege only for witches. For you, who is neither a witch nor even a human, no one exists who will lend a hand. You'll be alone for all eternity. You have no witch or human allies, and no one will save you. If that's frustrating, why don't you cry? If only you'd just apologize, saying, I'm sorry, I'm so useless. Sorry, Battler. I didn't help you at all.
No, that's enough. Thanks, Beato. I won't waste your effort.
I don't need consoling. Just how could you possibly argue back with this pile of rubbish? Just how could you possibly strike back with this pile of rubbish I scraped together while she sneered at me?
In front of Beato, who was still crawling on all floors and hitting the pile of objects Kirie had left behind with her fist, Battler also crouched. And, after patting her on the shoulder in thanks, yes! He moved that hand to the ground, picked up the cigarette butt, and held it up over his head. Yes! Good! Someone's bringing it up! What the fuck is this?
What are you trying to say with all that trash? With that trash?
Kirie-san doesn't smoke. But Kirie also had a lighter on her. True, she didn't have an actual box of cigarettes. At a glance, it naturally looked as though Kirie had a smoking habit. Was it? Even if I knew someone with a smoking habit, if I looked in their pockets and I saw a cigarette butt, I'd be like, dude, why the fuck do you have this?
I hold on to cigarette butts and uh joint filters, whatever. When I'm done with them, and if I can't find a garbage can.
It's legal where Rena's from.
Yeah.
Just in case. Just in case. Dad smoked, but Kirie didn't. She did walk around with just a lighter to light Dad's cigarettes.
Ha! So what? If the husband smoked, then even if the wife didn't, it wouldn't be strange for her to be holding a cigarette. Maybe she just picked up the cigarette butt of her husband, who had bad smoking manners. What are you trying to say? What does this have to do with my magic? Nothing at all.
I'll say more. This is a different brand of cigarette than what Dad smokes. Sorry, Beto. Could you look in the pocket of Dad's corpse too?
Indeed. You mean this? Checking the brand. The brand is different from the cigarette butt. The cigarette butt Kirie is holding is not of the same brand that Rudolph smokes. And so what? Maybe Kirie is just a good girl who likes things to be clean, so she couldn't leave a fallen cigarette butt alone and picked it up. I wouldn't, though.
Okay. It's just a little extra piece of shittery. Beto, sorry, but one more time, please. Uncle Hideyoshi's pocket. In this family, only Dad and Hideyoshi smoke cigarettes.
It's here. Is this it?
Beto found a cigarette box in Hideyoshi's pocket, took a single one out, and held it up.
Checking the brand. We acknowledge that the cigarette butt is of the same brand that Hideyoshi smokes.
What the fuck is Battler about to say? What is Battler about to say? What is his point gonna be? What the fuck is he about to say?
And so what? How can you break my magic because you found Hideyoshi's cigarette butt in Kirie's pocket?
That's right. The cigarette butt is a message from Kirie-san. No, the cigarette butt itself is the reason that Kirie-san left the guest house. Beto, thank you. If you hadn't found this, I would have given up here. Julia! Reconstruct the situation. The guest house after it came to light that Aunt Rosa and Maria had been killed on the second twilight.
Understood. Reconstructing now. After Rosa and Maria's deaths, the remaining survivors rechecked all of the doors and windows in the mansion. They constructed a barricade. They reconfirmed that their defenses were solid. There's nothing suspicious about that at all. What are you trying to say? Why are you bringing up the second twilight when we're talking about the fourth twilight and after?
I carried a portable cigarette butt holder with him. I'm finally starting to see why Kirie-san went out of her way to put a cigarette butt in her own pocket. It's because that cigarette butt meant something. That cigarette butt was itself a message left by Kirie-san for us.
Let's hear it. How do you plan to deny me with that single cigarette butt?
As we've heard, after the second twilight, an inspection was done of all the rooms in the guest house. At that time, Kirie-san found something that shouldn't exist in a place where it shouldn't be.
Something that shouldn't exist? What do you mean by that?
It's this. The cigarette butt. It was set in the ashtray of the guest room that Uncle Hideyoshi was in.
What's wrong with there being a cigarette butt in an ashtray? Are you sure there isn't something wrong with your head?
Ava hated smoking. There's no way there'd be a cigarette butt there while Aunt Ava was sick and sleeping. However, there was a cigarette butt in the ashtray. When she saw that, Hideyoshi noticed immediately. Uncle Hideyoshi was lying. She realized that Aunt Ava hadn't really been sleeping, and that she snuck out of the room. Beat it! The cigarette butt was crushed out in the ashtray of the room where Aunt Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi were resting.
I refuse.
I finally got it. Thank you, Beto.
Oh, was I of some use?
Yeah, you were. Parrot, we'll tear the mask off the fake witch! On that cigarette butt, Hide realized that Hideyoshi was creating an alibi for Ava's sake. Hideyoshi had been tasked with watching over the room to create an alibi, and during that time, he was unable to withstand the tension and smoked. Then, Kirie had confessed that to Rudolph. He confessed that there was a good chance Ava was the culprit, and Hideyoshi was an accomplice. Next, Hide-san proposed that they go to get food. He then asked Uncle Hideyoshi to lend a hand. This could only mean one thing. Hide-san planned to isolate Uncle Hideyoshi and question him about the truth. Your Hempel's Raven is valid. Unless the witch side counters this move, the existence of the magic that supposedly controlled Kirie has been denied.
Oh, what did you say? I deny it. Anyway, I deny it. It wasn't me, no. It wasn't Ushinomi Ava. Ava was sleeping in her room.
Then try saying it. Yeah, you can't say it. You can't say it this time either. Beat it! At that time, Sorry? At that time, Usanomiya Eva did not take a step outside of her room.
Hell is that? I'm the one who was attacking, right? Why am I the one being attacked now? When did offense and defense get reversed? I'm the one questioning you, right? The witch. Me. So why?
Again! He looks pissed. Repeat it! Usanomiya Eva did not leave the room. There's no way you can say it. Checkmate! Does the witch side have a move in response?
There cannot be one. There is no truth that can be accepted from a false witch dressed up with truths and falsehoods.
You aren't qualified to call yourself a real witch. You aren't the Golden Witch. You're a human! Show me Eva!
Ah!
The witch howled. Her entire body was burned with a tremendous heat that denied her own magic and existence. She let out a howl like a dragon. Her body flickered repeatedly, flashing as though Ava's figure and the witch's figure overlapped. However, that yell was sucked into the flicker, making return to the original form of the cruel witch.
Sure, if you want to call me Shiromiya Eva, then go ahead and do that. That's right, I can't actually repulse all moves related to Ushiromiya Eva being the culprit. I may have been dragged down from the position of Golden Witch, and you might call me Ushiromiya Eva now. But you know what? That by itself doesn't mean that witches and magic have been denied. I'll teach you starting now. I'll teach you that I'm not Ushiromiya Eva, nor a human, but a real witch. Take a look at this red truth.
When the witch clapped her hands, time advanced in the world of the Game Boy. I really thought she was going to drop the whole Kyrie doesn't actually love you thing. Like as a final fuck you to Battler. But that's where we're gonna end it. This has been an extra long video.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're curious why that save was there, it's because we had some technical difficulties. It's a few days past when we last recorded, but it wasn't enough for an actual video, and it didn't flow right, especially with how I've been doing videos. So this time you get a special, like, over 2 hour long video for Umineko. Isn't that neat and fun? A lot of shit happened in a lot of, like, just real quick. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope you'll join us next time, where hopefully we'll finish episode 3, maybe?
Yeah.
We seem to be really
Maybe.
close. Alright, bye for now.
Bye.